Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
Another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Damien Hill. With me, as always, is TJ O'Connor. Tonight, we are joined by Josh, the Irish Virus Clark. But before we get into the interview, Trash Talk is brought to you again by Valhalla Combat Sports Incorporated, Ink Shrink Tattoo out of New Brighton, Minnesota, Strike Fitness, The Fighters, and TJ's mom. How are you doing tonight, Josh Clark?
Doing pretty good. How about you guys?
I can't complain. I'm doing good. TJ.
Josh, thanks for taking the time to join us. You know, obviously we're just over a week out. I'm recording from the fourth pro fight now, going down Grand Casino Hinkley, February 18th. How are you feeling about this fight? How did this fight come into play? The basic rundown.
Yeah, for sure. Fighting February 18th, fighting Don Stewart from Missouri. Got contacted about the fight probably a little over a month ago. I think towards the end of December, beginning of January. Fight was presented to me by my dad's my manager, and then we were just talking about kind of sorting things out. But then we're meeting at 131, and kind of going down lower weight class than I have been lately, fighting at 35 lately. But excited for the fight. I thought it was a good fight for me, and ready to try to make it 4-0.
Well, you say a lower weight lately, but you've made 125 previously in the past, right?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, and now going into this fight, do you feel grown a little bit more and that you might have more struggles going down again?
I mean, I've definitely grown since I made 125 and been at 130 before, but I feel like I'm just smarter now with a weight cut. I have it more is just a practice and just kind of dialing it down, making sure I'm eating the right foods, getting down the right way, and then starting my water cut. Before I kind of just went down gradually, but just feel like I'm a smarter fighter now, and I feel like I can make that weight easier. There might be some struggles. I filled out and I'm a little bit bigger now, but other than that, I think it'll be so far so good. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling healthy. Just gotta wait until next week to make that water cut, and should be good.
Oh yeah.
Did this fight at that lower weight at 131, did that come into play as it was just a good offer for a good fight? Or was this something you were thinking about after competing at 135, thinking, I could probably get down to that 130, 131 limit?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's fought, I think, at, 30 and 35. I was cool with either one. So I told my dad just to talk to the promoter and my opponent, kind of just negotiation stuff. I'm good with either 35 or 30. So it's 130 plus 1, so 131. But I felt like I could make either one. And I feel like I eventually, when I do go down to 125 and see how that plays out, I feel like I'll be a big 125 pounder when I'm down there. Just making sure to do it the right way. But I also feel like this might open up some more doors for me too for boxing, just because there's so many different weight classes in boxing that if I go down a lower weight, I get some more offers at a lower weight class, or people that are lower. So I feel there's a good opportunity either way.
When you make a lower weight class and then you fight at a higher weight class in another fight, promoters or matchmakers or even managers take notice of that, especially managers. Do you think if you fight too high, you won't get the fights in the weight class that you want?
I guess maybe not necessarily, but there's just been some offers or some negotiations or talking to other promoters where, we were thinking about fighting down at 130, but they were kind of hesitant of booking me at 130 since I haven't made that in boxing yet. I have fought a couple catchweights MMA fights for at 130, and then one at 125, and then one of them was at 35. So I think in the boxing circuit, they were just kind of more worried if I wasn't going to make that weight class because I haven't made it for a while, and I haven't made it as a pro. So I think there was just now making it that 130 mark. I think it would just open up some more doors for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now going down to that weight class and fighting the opponent that or that you're faced against, what do you know about him, and what do you expect in the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I expect him to come out. He's going to start He's gonna start throwing some punches at me. I think he's, doesn't. I've seen some of his film, obviously, and just kind of studied my opponent. I feel he's gonna come in. He's, I feel like he's pretty strong. He comes in with, he has like long punch. He steps in hard with his punches. I feel like I'm gonna try to make a miss and hit him. That's pretty much that's the game plan. Hit him with some good shit, not get hit, But so I've seen his tapes and stuff, but I'm also focusing on me and my game plan, what I wanna show, things I've been working on during my training sessions leading up to this fight. So I think he's gonna try to put on a performance.
Definitely. And you mentioned, the old adage, hit, not get hit, move around. How much more comfortable do you feel going into this fight, having now 3 fights, having 12 rounds professionally under your belt, coming in, obviously when you first started out for a couple of fights, you were the MMA guy, just that's what everybody said, oh, he's the grappler guy. But now, having a couple fights under your belt, how much more confident do you feel coming into this 4th pro fight?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I just I'm not making sure I'm not getting too ahead of myself. But I feel every time I step in there, though, I feel like I'm more confident, more accomplished boxer each time. Even my pro debut, I felt like I had nothing to lose. I took it on short notice. It was a good fight for me, and I went out there and I won by decision. I was, hitting them with good stuff, making a miss, and mixing it up in there. And then the second fight, I felt like I had more time to train for that fight. Specifically for that fight. And I just kind of fine-tuning everything, my head movement, my combinations, my level changes, stuff like that. And then I just been, working with different trainers, different training partners and stuff, just kind of getting more of a well-rounded, boxing background. And then I feel more comfortable just as a boxer, with my hands. And then my third fight, I took that on short notice as well, on a week's notice. I was training for a fight, but we didn't have anything booked till the week of the fight. And then in there, I felt like every time I go in there, I just display something better each time, and I just feel like maybe not necessarily that I'm a different fighter each time, but I definitely feel like I'm a better fighter each time, just more fine-tuned and closing the gaps and holes in my game.
What have you been doing specifically to, if you're willing to reveal it to us, what have you been doing specifically to develop your power inside the ring?
A lot of it is just working on the basics, working on the fundamentals, just over and over again on the bag and doing the things differently. Not every punch. I think every punch has a purpose, but not every punch has to be hard. Not every punch has to be fast. You got to change it up. So I feel like I just do the same thing in my training. Sometimes I'll work on my speed. Sometimes I'll work on my power. And by doing those things, sometimes I'm, shadow boxing weights, doing different things like that, working on speed on the bag, or, just different combinations like that. Or sometimes I'll be, hitting the power pad. I've also, been implementing more strength and conditioning and lifting in my game too, to kind of harness my little more power, a little more, more explosiveness in my punches and my, working on my legs. That's where I feel the power comes from, is the legs and hips. So I just been kind of changing things up, adding different things in my workout, just kind of be more of a well-rounded fighter, but not just a fighter, but well-rounded athlete in itself. And I just been changing things up, the same thing you got to do in the ring. The more you change it up, the harder it is for your opponent to recognize what you're doing. So I feel like that's what I've been working on, just trying to change things up, change up the speed, change up the power.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love it.
Yeah, definitely. I know I'm excited. I know it's going to be a great fight come February 18th. If you haven't got your ticket yet, fans, reach out to Josh, reach out to the fighters, make sure you're there. Grand Casino Hinkley. Josh, before we do wrap it up here tonight, we always like to give the fighters a platform to thank any teammates, sponsors, anybody outside the gym that's been there for them leading up to this fight for you here February 18th.
Yeah, obviously, of course, yeah. I have a lot of people to thank. First and foremost, I just want to thank my team, Valhalla Combat Sports. They've gym I grew up in, my dad's gym. I've been in and out of in that gym, since I was a kid. So I just grown up in that gym, and everyone that's been a part of it, past, present, future. Everyone adds to me and adds to my game. I also want to thank my gym, Strike Fitness. I bought that place 6 months ago. It's my gym. If you want to try out a workout, come by and check it out. More of a fitness background stuff, but we also kind of slowly turning in a little bit of a fighter gym too, just kind of helping, people kind of cross from being fitness into fighting a little bit. And then, but I want to thank everyone there, my members, my students, my staff, my coaches for all the help. I want to thank, my training partners at my dad's gym and people that have been coming in to spar with me. I also want to thank my sponsors, Ink Strings Tattoo in New Brighton. Thank you guys for the interview. I also want to thank James Clark Sports Psychology, Strike Fitness, my gym, Riddle of Steel, and then I think that's pretty much all the sponsors. I also the social and Rogers has been a big help to my to Strike Fitness, and also been helping me out a lot. They're like a business networking group, but they've been helping out with the Strike a lot and kind of help promoting events and stuff for me. But just saying, everyone that's around me, my family, my friends, it's gonna be good. Going good. Going into this fight, just having all that support.
Hell yeah, man. We can't wait to see you perform. I'm going to be there. TJ, what about you?
I'll be there. You need to be there. I'm going to repeat it again. Grand Casino Hinkley. Be there Friday, February 18th, or we're going to look at you disappointedly, and I'm not going to like you. So like this video, subscribe to Trash Talk with Damien and TJ. Most importantly, don't be a hoe.